What's going on, guys? Bravado here, and in this video I'm going to be giving you guys some top tier zero build loadouts I like to use. Before we go any further, if you like this content or if you find this helpful or informative, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit those bell notifications so you'll never miss another upload by me ever again. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Let's talk about the primary weapon you should be running in your zero build loadout, and that would be your rifle. Both rifles, I'm gonna be honest, are really good. The striker assault rifle and as well as the striker burst / the AUG. Both are very good. Both have their strengths and weaknesses, and I'm gonna be honest, I feel like it is up to you which one you should run. Both are very effective and really good, but I recommend using the AUG because the recoil is a lot easier to control, especially for those longer range engagements. On screen now will be some attachments I like to use on both the striker burst AR / the AUG and the striker AR. All these attachments are usually meant to give you an edge in the fight, such as better recoil control, having a good optic to, you know, help you with those mid-range engagements. But if you disagree with those attachments, you put on whatever one that you prefer. But these are just what I use, and if you want to use them, feel free to. If not, no worries, man. Let's talk about another gun that you can use as your primary, and that is the Monarch pistol. As you know, the Monarch pistol could either be a fast-firing pistol when you're hip-firing, or slower shooting, but with higher damage. The freaking Monarch pistol is really good to get those opening tags, those long-range engagements, because it's easy to control the recoil and very accurate. Here are the attachments I would use for the Monarch pistol on screen right now. That the Monarch pistol, it should be probably run in a 3 or 2 gun loadout, because you have very limited inventory slots. You got to utilize every slot to its best ability. And now let's talk about another vital weapon in our loadout, being the shotgun. Shotguns are essential to Fortnite combat. As you know, a lot of kills and a lot of engagements you have are close to mid-range, but mostly close range. So you're gonna need to get a good shotgun. And the Gatekeeper is a really good shotgun. It's been very strong for a very long time. It's very viable, but I'm starting to like more of the new shotgun. I think it's called the Sovereign shotgun. I'll still give you the Gatekeeper attachments that I use if you still use the Gatekeeper. Here are the attachments on screen right now. And now for the Sovereign shotgun, there's 2 different attachments you could use, either like the laser or the angled grip. Depending on your play style with it, it really depends. If you hip fire more with the Sovereign shotgun, I recommend that you run the laser, as it will increase your hip fire accuracy and your pellet spread will be tighter, allowing you to have more damage. But if you like pop shotting the gun, like you just aimed outside, shoot really quickly, I recommend you do the angled grip, because that will make it a lot easier to do so. But it depends on your play style. But here, those are the recommended attachments that I would use for both the Gatekeeper and the Sovereign shotgun. And since this is a zero build, we're gonna need some mobility. And you know, shockwaves are really good mobility. They are solid. They have been in the game for a long time. They're easy to use, and you know, it's a little annoying to obtain, but very effective. But the jetpack is far superior compared to the shockwaves. But listen, both work, just the jetpack is far superior. The problem is about the jetpack is that you need to optimize its mobility, you need to learn how to do the dashes properly. And it's really stupid how to do it. It's like putting in a Mortal Kombat fatality. So you have to do is double tap jump. It would be your A or your, I think, X button, depending on your controller, or space bar, whatever your binds are. Then you must dash once and one time only. If you double tap the dash, it will not work. It will make you stop in place after that dash. So it's double tap jump, do one dash, and then you cancel the hovering. But then you press that same bind to cancel the hover as to slide. So what I do is, since I'm on Xbox, I double tap A to jump and then hover. I tap B once and then double tap my right stick to cancel the hovering and to slide. It is quite complicated to do at first, but once you get the hang of it, you will have the best mobility, possibly even in Fortnite history. Well, definitely this season, but maybe even Fortnite history. Here's another vital thing we need in our loadout, which is healing items. Obviously, the best healing item is the Flowberry Fizz. As you know, every use it brings up your shield to 5 and gives you a low gravity effect. And with a fresh Flowberry Fizz, you can fully heal all of your shields in one use. But the low gravity effect can really help out in combat by throwing off your opponent's aim, by making you a harder target to hit, and as well as help you out with those mobility as well. But also another heals that work are minis. Simple, can't go wrong with it. Can only heal up to 50 shield with those, sadly, but they're more easier to obtain. And here's an optional thing which I kind of do recommend, which is the War Machine turret that you can have on your back. That it will target nearby enemies. It will fire in burst shots. It'll do around 20 damage a shot, even if the enemy player is moving all over the place. It doesn't matter. That turret will still hit him if it's close enough. So it's not really the most important thing to use, but it is quite useful since you pretty much get free damage. But I would say it's best recommended to run in a 2-gun loadout to have space for it, because it will take an inventory slot. So if you're gonna use this, throw it in a 2-gun loadout. But if you're running 3 guns, I would not recommend using this. But if you're not gonna use the turret, or if you can't find it, you probably should take something like a defensive item, such as porta bunkers or shield bubbles. Porta bunkers and shield bubbles will really help out with your positioning, and it can also help you out in fights, because it'll force your enemy to make a different play. Like, you throw down a bunk, you could completely change the fight. As well as a shield bubble, man. They are very useful for defensive plays and positioning plays. So if you have them, make sure you pick them up when you can, because they are very, very useful. Another thing we can discuss is the medallions. As you know, there's 3 medallions on the map. Each of them are carried by a boss, and each do completely different things. These are really high risk, high reward. These are not required for having a really good loadout, but they do help out. The main ones I would go for is either the Doom medallion at wherever Dr. Doom's lair is to get the siphon, or I would go to the prison area to get the Emma Frost medallion, which allows me to ping enemies there nearby every so often. So those are the ones I really go for. The Mysterio one just allows you to freaking stay stealth, I would say, but you can't shoot during that time, so it's kind of really not that good of a medallion, in my opinion. But I'll still make a more in-depth video about whether medallions are worth getting or not this season, so stay tuned for that. And that is everything I would cover for several Zero Build loadouts that I would use, and the items that I would highly recommend using. But I appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video, man. It really helps me out. It helps me as a content creator. But once again, remember, if you like my content, feel free to subscribe, man. It's totally free. Like the video if you want. Remember that these metas may change over time, since, when new stuff gets introduced and stuff gets phased out. This is the final chapter of this. The final season of this chapter, so you most likely will not see this loot again in a long time. But this is pretty much the meta, I would say, for this season. It may change as time goes on this season, so I might have to update this video. But this is pretty much the meta stuff that you should be using in both ranked, pubs, and as well as competitive. But once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll let the rest of this video play out, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace!
Can't hold this spot forever. Bro. Borat. This guy's a solo? No. Oh, it's a 1v1v1.